mysteries of creation are there. In the sky. Up in the sky. The moon and the planets are there. And new hopes for knowledge and peace are there.
What is integration? So integration is a word that is common now in the field of psychedelic-assisted healing. And my definition of integration is gaining clarity regarding where you have come from, where you are now, and where you are heading on your spiritual path. And in regards to psychedelic-assisted healing, it's how psychedelics are playing a role on that path of spiritual growth. So what if you had a tool, an integration tool, that could help you understand with clarity why you've been through what you've been through? What's the project of your life? What is wanting to come out of the challenges you've been through? What are the strengths that are wanting to arise from you? Also, where are you now? What themes are current in your spiritual path? Where are they directing you, and how to recognize when life in the universe is providing you guidance along that path? What if you had an integration tool that could just very clearly reveal those aspects of your life to you? So when I first started studying the work of the preeminent researcher, Dr. Stanislav Grof, in the field of psychedelic-assisted healing, he was a researcher in the initial wave of research, 1950s, 1960s, to some extent the 70s. I was fascinated, but I would always stop reading. When I was young, I would read his work and I would stop reading as soon as he started talking about astrology, because I would say, it's fascinating, the work that you've done so far and what you've discovered, and once you reach astrology, you've gone too far. So I didn't give any credence to astrology, but I stuck with studying his work and his expanded cartography of the human psyche. And it took me about 15 years before I really encountered astrology in a way that I could perceive and understand easily. And then I got it. And I started to eat it up, and I understood why he brings up astrology as kind of one of his final points, and where his research in the depths of the human psyche brought him to. Because astrology allows us, particularly on any spiritual path with penetrating insight, like psychedelic-assisted healing, or any other path, like meditative path, it gives us a map, just like Google Maps provides us with a map to help us understand the lay of the land inside ourselves. So we can see, like, oh, where am I now? What themes are up for me right now? Oh, I can see the lay of the land around me. I can also see what to some extent, what's ahead, what themes are ahead. And I can also get like the 1,000-foot view and understand the themes of my life and the patterns that I've been moving in, and what they're actually asking of me, so that I can step out of those patterns. I can grow out of those patterns, and I can transform. And that is the tool that archetypal astrology offers. Archetypal astrology is the particular branch of astrology that Stanislav Grof created in regards to those on a path of psychedelic-assisted healing, those on a path of deep psychospiritual transformation, because they needed that tool. They wanted that tool to particularly guide those people with that kind of spiritual growth aspect in mind. Stanislav Grof and his colleague Richard Tarnas. So not only that, archetypal astrology actually provides the kind of key for us culturally as a collective to make the leap beyond the kind of reductionistic, materialistic view that, really my life is what happens inside me and everything else is random. It helps us make a leap to the view of consciousness being the predominant substrate upon which the whole universe is created, such that when you look outside you, you're not looking at something separate from you. You're looking at your life. Even when you look into the night sky, the celestial bodies there are reflective of the space within you. There's a non-dual aspect of reality in which the play of consciousness is such that the outside and the inside are not separate. And so archetypal astrology provides this kind of last triumphant blow to the kind of materialistic worldview that has brought us to a very difficult crossroads in human evolution. And it provides a kind of that leaping stone for spiritual evolution of the human race, to see that, oh, this plane in which we exist is not what we thought. It's actually a plane of consciousness. What is outside is reflective of what's inside. And then we get a very personalized view when we use archetypal astrology as an integration tool on our own personal spiritual path. So those big grand truths actually become very intimate truths when we see that the universe outside actually reflects the very particular universe and themes and space inside. And actually we begin to feel that the universe is actually very intimately communicating with us, urging us, encouraging us, supporting us in our growth. So I'm going to be running a integration circle for those on the path of psychedelic-assisted healing or any psychospiritual path of growth. And that integration circle is called the Paradigm Shift Integration Circle. I invite you to join. It's a small group, so the spots are limited. It's going to be a very small group, a 7-week course in which you will gain a community as well as a connection to life in the universe that's supportive of your growth, as well as all the clarity both into your past and into your present and future that really simplifies life, actually. So with that, the Paradigm Shift Integration Circle, you get a full 2-hour reading with me, which is really getting in touch with actually the intimate details of your spiritual path. And then there's 7 weeks, 7 calls of group calls in which you get to bring your questions as to the group, to me and the group, so that we together can kind of learn from each other and see the kind of divine choreography of the universe as revealed by archetypal astrology with ourselves and also with our fellow members of the group. So you get to see like kind of like almost like case studies, like we get to share together in witnessing this kind of intimate connection with the divine and the ways in which the universe guides us and reveals its encouragement to us and much more. So that's the Paradigm Shift Integration Circle. And we've got a couple clips from people who have been through the Paradigm Shift Integration Circle, and they would like to talk about it, to give a few sentences about what it was like for them, the profundity of the course. So check that out.
The way I learn is through experience mostly. And so I've tried reading things and listening to things, but actually being able to see the way you work with my chart and other people's charts, it's starting to sink in more. I'm starting to really be able to look at patterns. I'm also finding that it's extending to everyone I meet, whether it's people I work with professionally or it's family, whatever. I'm much more curious about, okay, let's look at your chart.
So I haven't, I'm not an astrologer and I don't aspire to be one, but I definitely have always known the value of using astrology, but I didn't understand anything about what Groff brought to psychedelics in terms of astrology. That was so helpful, and that whole description of the birth process and understanding that in the context of the archetype of the planets. I think that was really all helpful to me, to learn that as a resource and have a much more depth of knowledge. I also, I had no idea what I didn't know. And I now understand your depth, James, and what you bring to this. And I'm really admire that, your dedication and skill.
Regarding the format, I really appreciated how you were so open-hearted, and openly ready to respond to any kind of inquiry that people brought. So whether it was like a low stakes question or a high stakes question, whether it was like you know, a thematic question or a very like time specific question, like I just felt like you responded to every curiosity and inquiry with like the same enthusiasm, and being able to then kind of witness and hear like quite a range of reflections or a range of topics that all like everyone was bringing, and hear you reflect on them helped to create for me like a sense of like just like yeah the depth and breadth of how this is so relevant.
So I invite you to join the integration circle, the paradigm shift integration circle. It's going to be taking place over the summer, 7 weeks. Please join us. It's going to be a beautiful experience. Again, very limited seating. So hop on in and join the adventure of discovering the space within you and how it connects the space outside of you in such a clarifying way that is very affirming to your existence. So join us, and a nice little troop of fellow kind of spiritual voyagers. So see all the information below, the link, explore it, see how it resonates with you, and I look forward to meeting you. Thank you so much. I'm James Moran, archetypal astrologer. Thank you.